Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Simply Selicia. It's been a while since I've been back. Actually, let me check really quick. How long has it even been? Because I had lined up so many like different little things that I wanted to do and I was trying to film for, and then it's like everything turned upside down for me. Yeah, my last upload was at the beginning of July and it is now mid-August. So wow, missed a lot of time. There are still things that I'm working on, but today I want to get into Lollapalooza and my experience being at Hobipalooza and how much fun it was, and that was honestly such a pick-me-up after everything else that's been going on. I'm not going to get into all of that today. I'm going to get into that in a vlog. Today is purely just about the joy that I experienced being able to see Potawatomi and jhope and many other artists at Lollapalooza. I did not go Thursday or Friday. Me and Margaret went together. We only went Saturday and Sunday. It was so good. It was so fun. There's like, I had plenty of worries. There was like 200,000 people there. It was hot, I had never done Lollapalooza before. I've done, I've done similar things like this before, but I've never done Lollapalooza before, so, it's just been a long time, and I'm old. Like, I'm getting older now. So just, and I also was not, like, despite being in, like, this body and mind series and stuff, I had super slacked and fallen off, and I was super just distracted, so I did not do, like, any of, like, the original training that I had wanted to do, where it's like, alright, we're gonna be walking around a lot that day, let's kind of work ourselves up into that and start walking around more and planning for more. That is not what happened. I went from not really doing too much to walking 8 miles, a little bit over 8 miles on Saturday, and like 7.5 miles Sunday. So my legs were mad at me for days and days after that. Do not do that to yourself. Work out and do some walks and get accustomed to, the level of physicality that you are going to be in for that. Honestly, the adrenaline and just endorphins of it makes it not seem like a big deal in the moment, but it's the days after that count. Make sure you stretch and all of that, especially if you are going to be headed to the road of 30 like I am. I will be like 29 this year, so there's just so much more I needed to do. But honestly, the weather was beautiful. I didn't really have anything to complain about. We have a family friend that allowed us to stay for the weekend, so we, didn't have to worry about training in and out or, going back and forth too far. It was a challenge just to get out. Like, there's just so many people. It is hard to travel around, and I imagine if you're not at Lollapalooza, trying to get through that area was a nightmare, so I wouldn't be surprised. There was just a lot going on. So we went Saturday. Later in the day, so we probably got there at like 1 p.m. We Ubered in, and then just walked the rest of the way in. Like, when you're going to these big events like this, Uber's only going to be able, there's specific like pick up and drop off points. They can only take you so far in, and there's only so far you can get in anyway, so you're going to be walking. So that day we, just walked in and, it's the park, so you walk around the gardens and stuff a little bit on your way in, and then we finally get there and, literally, like, we're not even inside yet, and there's, like, this guy, he's drunk, he's peeing right, like, at the entrance, like, it's before bag check, so there's the street, you walk in farther, you check in, and then before bag check, he's peeing on like the fence, and his girlfriend's like trying to block him from the security that's running over, and they're like, bro, put it away, what are you doing? And she's just trying to like advocate for him, and it was just this whole thing. Everything's fine. They, I mean, he wasn't gonna stop. He continued to pee, but it was just one of those, like, it's too late, just get out of my sight, in terms of how the security guard felt. Like, just stop. He's like, there's bathrooms inside. So we finally get in, and from there it's just you continue to walk all day. And you know, I didn't have any complaints about that. I was fine walking around. It was a nice day. There were plenty of places where you could stop and like refill water bottles. There were plenty of food. There's plenty of bathroom availability. You know, it's just like porta potties, so you know, be ready for something like that. But yeah, I really had no complaints. I didn't have any, like, I never did I fear for like my safety or anything. Even when we were in more congested groups of people where you're like standing in front of the stage and stuff, you know, I never felt like fear. I felt like, you know, I was tense, whereas like you need to be able to stand your ground because there's a ton of people moving around, or pushing around, or, you know, moving forward or moving backwards. Like, there's a lot of people that are just trying to go closer. There's people that are trying to leave from the act that they just saw. I'm used to that. Everything is super, it's not like super close to each other. You have to think the extremes where it's like, okay, Bud Light Seltzer stage and T-Mobile stage are the biggest stages, and they're on opposite sides, and they're about like, I don't know, roughly a mile or so away from each other. So, and then there's just a bunch of stages on the sides that you could stop off or, you know, pull over to, or like there's T-Mobile, and then there's Coinbase, and then farther over there is Solana and Perry's, and then they have a Kiikaapoi section where there's just a bunch of kids activities, and then you have BMI stage, Discord, Tito's is close to Bud Light Seltzer, so the layout is kind of mirrored. I saw Meet Me at the Altar, and then we were literally just walking around getting the lay of the land to plot for tomorrow and make sure we knew where everything was, and kind of be able to pinpoint like, oh, if we see this group, then we can stop and get water here and then move on somewhere else. So we saw the end of theirs. So we went and found where like Tomorrow by Together's stage was, and we sat in between and saw a little, like, we listened to a little bit of Dashboard Confessional, and because we like went over to see where TXT was gonna get, but we didn't want to go in the crowd because we didn't want to sit through Lil Durk. No offense to them, I just did not want to deal with the fandom and I'm just not interested. So I was like, I'm older, I know Dashboard Confessional. So we sat and just waited. Who was playing over there? There was like a special guest, I think, at some point. I don't know where they were, but that was over on like the kids stage. Yeah, I think we just sat down around Dashboard Confessional, and then we decided to get around and walk around, and I'm pretty sure we saw bits and pieces of BLXST. Or no, we never went all the way over. So we saw Duckworth. We saw a bit of that. And probably a bit of Prentice too. And we didn't really see anyone else. So it was Lil Durk, and then we were not there at all for Side Piece. We went back and got there ahead of Duke Dumont, which was a DJ, and that was fun. It was a nice time, kind of just our way to like dance up and push through the crowd and get there in time for Tomorrow by Together. And then a bunch of people that went to see Duke Dumont left because they were coming back for Cascade. So we went for Duke Dumont. It was fun. That was the most festival experience I had out of all of it, because, you know, if you have experience, you know how it is. But that's like, everybody's there to dance, so, you know, that's where all the drugs are. That's where, like, all of the couples making out are. That's where everything is like, at these sets. So you know, you're just kind of pushing forward. You see all the other fans, the K-pop fans were out heavy. So we were just chilling. It was a good time. It felt nice to just dance and be able to chill and have a good time. And then like the anticipation of Tomorrow by Together coming out, they did amazing. It was so good. I do have fan cam footage, and you know, if I haven't like done insert shots by now, there'll be insert shots. Just super proud of them. I definitely cried because I was so proud to see them and to, like, hear everybody singing. I really love that about live music, and that's what I kind of miss about like assigned seating in certain like venues and events, because there's something about being smashed in with everybody and just screaming the lyrics together and having fun together that is just kind of like a next level experience, and it's fun for me. So we go back earlier on Sunday. Dwayne was on, so we saw a little bit of Dwayne just kind of sitting on the hill by T-Mobile waiting for Audrey Nuna to get started. So eventually I head over to Audrey Nuna, and that was amazing. She did so great. It was such a great like mood setter for the day. A lot of dust and dirt. It was hotter on Sunday, so we did a lot more. I feel like we sat more, but we did the more like extreme like back and forth because people that we wanted to see were on like the main stages. So we caught some of that. We left before that was over, and we saw Main Skin, which I thought was pretty good. So we saw theirs, and then we went back over towards the end of Charlie XCX, and that was like, all right, we are here. We're gonna start moving forward and forward and forward and get as close as possible. We have to sit through Kid Laroi, and he was all right. I wasn't particularly impressed or unimpressed. I just don't have any kind of ties to him other than a few TikTok songs that I know, so I don't know. But the crowd was vibing. They felt good about it. I think the single funniest thing, and I don't know, it's probably not funny to other people, it's a little rude, but it was funny to me, I don't care, is when he was like, let's open up these mosh pits, and the crowd was like, no. And he like squinted out at the crowd and nothing happened, no mosh pits. He tried to point a few out and say that maybe there were a few pockets of people that were just getting rowdy, or, you know, forcing the people around them to be in the middle of their fun, but I just, yeah, that was funny. It was just a simultaneous, like, everybody's been here all day, it's hot, we are squeezed in here enough. No, that's not happening. But, you know, I vibed, I enjoyed it enough. And then it was time for jhope, and it was so good. I think the only rude thing that happened, that I was at least, you know, close enough in there to see, because we were at like that second, like, middle barricade. We got pretty close. And then there was just like, you're not getting anywhere else. They started chanting for jhope, I think before even Kid Leroy got off the stage. And it's like, y'all can wait. You can wait. We already waited. Wait for him to get off the stage at least. Wait for them to turn the lights off or something at least. jhope was wild though. It was so amazing. Once again, back to that everybody's in super close, everybody is screaming the lyrics, we are having an amazing time, we are giving the energy, we are getting the energy back, and, you know, guest appearances and choreo, and the sounds that came out of the man doesn't even sound like him sometimes when he's like shouting at us to, you know, do something. The biggest failure we had was the clapping. We could not clap that first time. And you know what? It's nearly impossible to get that right just with like an audio command, because there are so many of us there. There is a delay between even where I was at, which was kind of in the center, like right behind the like camera barricade. There's a delay in when we get the information from the front. Like, so none of it was matching. The clap was terrible until the second time we got an opportunity to clap and we could see it visually. That helped. Otherwise, it was not going to happen. That was a total fail, and it was hilarious though. But we had a great time, and it was so amazing. And I bought the like single-use cameras, so we took some pictures, and I still need to get those developed. But it was just so good. It was so fun. I watched the Hulu version of it too, and I'm like, ugh, it takes me back to standing there and being there and enjoying it and having a great time. So I really, really loved being there, and it was such a great time. It was great. So I'm really excited. My next concert is DPR in September, so I'm super excited to see them. I'm so excited to see them. And ATEEZ is supposed to be coming back the day before my birthday, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna try and swing that too. But as you guys will see in my Sunday vlog, there's a lot of factors going on that might be detrimental to that. But I am just very, very, very excited to be excited and to be able to still hold on to like those endorphins and everything else. So that's all I had to say about my Hobipalooza experience, and just being happy to see Tomorrow by Together. They did so good, and I'm so proud of all of them, and I had a great time. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the inserts that I put in here. If I have any extra, they will play now.
When the plan goes on, when my team flows on, and when my show goes on. Carita de santa pero firme. Siempre van así. Siga todo bien. Donde yo nací. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Wait, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Look back at it. Life's camera action. Definitivamente la mejor de la escena. We're on the street, got the people reacting. La gente que critica simplemente te da pena.
And Yogi for the track. Okay, let's go.
I let it rain, I clear it up. I let it rain, I clear it up. I let it rain, I clear it up. Come on, let's get it, 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 let's get it. I let it rain, I clear it up. I let it rain, I clear it up.
Let's go. Hey!
If you like what I do on this channel, please like, please comment, please subscribe, share it with a friend, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.